Welcome back to another episode. I am your host Mahesh Karia and you're watching me on YouTube Live. So today we are going to create kind of full stack web application with a Blazor WebAssembly and MSSQL. There are lots of folks are getting trouble while installing MSSQL inside your Docker, so let's dive into it. So first of all, if you haven't installed Docker already, so you can grab your package from here. This is available for Windows and Mac as well, so I'm going to use this link, and here, right here, install Docker desktop for Mac or for Windows. You'll grab your package from here. After that, you have to start Docker manually and you will get this little icon over here. I already have it. Okay, after that, open your terminal or command prompt and simply type for docker -- version and you'll get your current Docker version over here. That's it for now. After that, we need image of MSSQL, so search for Docker image of MSSQL and you will get this link, hub.docker.com, and I'm going to copy this Docker pull, this thing. Okay, copy this thing and just paste here, Docker pull mcr.microsoft.com/mssql/server. It will take time. After that, you need to create container. So for creating container, just copy this first line. I can type this, but otherwise you can copy this thing if you want to. Okay, so paste this. We have to make few changes over here, so I have to make sure this is visible to you guys. Okay, now just change this to latest and you have to change your password right here. Change your password and type for, I'm going to name it 123 Mahesh 123, and the last thing is provide name of your container. Like my name is MSSQL, but never use this name MSSQL, you will get trouble. So use different name, server, MSSQL server or MS server. This is better, I guess. Enter. So finally I have created my Docker container. I need to start this container, but before that I have to check that this is actually created. So Docker container a list of all, and you will get all the list of containers that are running inside your system. So we just created, this is 17 seconds before, so this one is my container. Now we have to start this container. So Docker start ms server. So my Docker container is now running. You can check this by docker ps command. So okay, this is running. That's it. Here we go. So we have successfully installed our MSSQL inside Docker. The next step is, if you haven't installed Dotnet already, so you can grab your package from here, dotnet.microsoft.com. Inside here, download your package for your system, for Windows, Linux, Mac and Docker as well. So we are not going to use Docker for now. I already have it inside my Mac. So again, open your terminal, search for .NET -- version and you will get your current SDK version. My current version is 31301. So in future you might be working on something else, but the code pattern will be the same. Now search for .NET, okay, new, and you will be listed all the templates that are available inside system. There are two ways to work with .NET on Mac. First of all, you can use Visual Studio. Grab your Visual Studio from here, visualstudio.microsoft.com, but I highly recommend you guys to use Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code because it makes sense, it makes easier to code. So if you are on Mac, so you can use Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code as well. So we'll see both of them. So that's it for now. I already have it. So after that, the process is simple. Open your Visual Studio, enter, and open your, if you are on Visual Studio Code, open your code like this, code, enter, and okay, this is my Visual Studio Code and this is my Visual Studio. So first of all, I'm going to remove this thing from here, I guess, my old projects, remove this. So okay, now it's completely ready. So you can, this is my Visual Studio Code, okay, side by side. I'll be moving back and forth for now. So click on new and you will get this window over here. Select this thing, app. Inside app you have to choose for Blazor Webassembly app, okay, this thing. After that, click here next, select for ASP.NET Core hosted model and progressive web app support. So you don't need to configure progressive web app separately, and name it. I'm gonna name it Blazor SQL. This is better, I guess. Blazor Fullstack, okay, Blazor SQL. Click on create. This will take time, but if you are on, I have to create another desktop. So if you are on, okay, I have to close this for now. If you are on Visual Studio Code, just simply create new folder on your desktop, name it. I'm going to name it against the same name that I have just used, Blazor, Blazor SQL, enter, and drag this folder right here on the top of your Visual Studio Code. That's it. Now you can open your integrated terminal from here, terminal, new terminal, and you will get this terminal here. Okay, you have to configure your Visual Studio Code before doing anything else. If you want to work with C#, you have to install few extensions like C#. Search for C#, you will get this. This is very essential. I highly recommend you guys to use this one and this one, C# extensions, and this one, guys. This is very essential if you are working with C# snippets 0.3.1, the current version is, and the last one is .NET Core. So you will get this extension, .NET Core Essential, which is a bunch of all other extensions, I guess, whatever it may be, I don't care. So I got this. Now the process is really very simple. Search, type for .NET new Blazorwasm --hosted --PWA for progressive web app support. We have made this in Visual Studio. Now we are working on Visual Studio Code, so you have to type this manually to create new template. Okay, so I got 3 folders: client, server, and shared. So shared is something like the common code that that shares between client and server. So this is your common code like models, schema. So I'm going to create a new one, new schema over here, user.cs. okay, now we have to install few packages before doing something else, like entity framework core. So .NET add package Microsoft dot entity framework core. That's it. Wait for it, enter. Okay, I made mistake, spelling mistake, I guess. Okay, you have to change your directory to server. Okay, now .NET add package Microsoft Entity Framework core. It will take some time. If you are on Visual Studio, the process is simple actually. You just need to right click right here on your, it's not working, sorry for that, I don't know why. Okay, it's working. So right click here, go to add NuGet packages, and here search for Microsoft.entity framework code, this one. Okay, this one we need few more packages like this one, design entity framework code.design.sql server and .tools, I guess this one. Okay, add packages, it will take time. These 4 packages, it will take some time. And here again we need to download few packages like SQL server, I guess. Okay, sorry, I made mistake, spelling mistake. net ef, you will get this suggestion. If you have this extension that user here in action result, and if we have this id, then you can check this here inside users again, search for first or default, I guess, the user. If we get the id of user exactly what we have, then you can return this user. It's simple actually. Another thing is post user. So we, while posting your data, you need to pass user of type user. That's it. And while posting data, we need to add this data here, pass this user over here. So now I can return this user. We are not doing validation over here, you can do this on your own. We'll see if we get sufficient time. This is very beginner friendly video, that's why I'm not going to waste my time, and to get, I don't want to want you to get confused. Okay, that's it. Okay, put string, this is my another method. So return, you have to pass here user and his ID, his or her, whatever. Here inside user context, first of all we are going to find that particular user. I guess you can use replace one, I guess. Yeah, replace one, I guess. User context dot users dot, no, I don't have it. Okay, it's fine. Users dot, again search for that particular user first or default, and that particular user same as before. If we get that ID, then which is equals to the ID, then we are going to save old user is equals to this. After that, the old user dot name becomes it, this will be our new user, I guess. Okay, new user dot name, old user dot email becomes new user dot email, and my old user's password going to change like this. That's it for now. Now you can return this old user if you want to. That's it. Now the last thing is, before doing something else, we have to save changes. User context dot save changes here, and while posting your data we need to save changes while doing anything else, and while deleting data we might be okay. I'm going to return user again. If you want to, you can like this, the same as above. Before deleting, try to save old user. It makes sense actually if you want to store this dummy data or deleted users to somewhere else. Then in that situation, another thing is user context dot users dot remove that particular old user. You have to pass that old user over here, and you have to save these changes before proceeding. That's it. So our user controller is ready to use, user context is ready, model is created. Now I made a mistake, I guess. You have to see return, what was that, the semicolon. That's it. Now inside your startup you need to import something like Blazor SQL dot your server dot your models, enter, and here services dot add db context, like this one. Choose your template from here, enter, and you will get this source code. Okay, before that I have to add something over here using Microsoft.entity framework code, enter. Okay, type your name of your context, and context name is user context, and here we have to create this default connection string inside our application settings. You might be wondering that I am not getting my obj folder and bin folder over here, so I don't want to see that folders. That's why I used to hide these folders in my settings. You can hide this if you want to. Here, connection strings, and here set your default connection to write your server. I have to see this. This is equal to dot, I guess. Database, we are going to name it for now, whatever the name. Before that, we have done the process of installing your image, or your MSSQL is running inside your Docker. But if you want to see that data, we need something. Table plus. I generally use table plus. You can use it if you want to. For Mac, this is available for Mac and Windows. You have to download this. After that, from here you will get this. Okay, I already have it, so I'm going to open this thing. Before proceeding, remind me later. Create new connection from here. Click here, and this is available for all the MSSQL, MariaDB, MongoDB, and lots of. This is all-in-one solution. If you want to download this thing, again, my host name is as default. My username is SA for default, and password is Mahesh123. As I know, database I don't know. Before saving this thing, you have to test. I got error. Okay guys, I got my error. Actually, your password should be more stronger, so I have to change my password. So check for this. If you already have a strong password, then it's completely fine. Otherwise, you have to change this. So docker container ls-a, and currently I'm going to delete this container by docker rm your ms server, name of your server. After that, again check for docker container lsa. Okay, I don't have any container right now. Again, the process is similar as before. Like I'm going to copy this string from here and paste this, but this time change this to let test, and this time my password will be your strong password. Okay, MAHESH@123. This is my strong password. Okay, I got this. Finally, name of your container, similarly ms server. That's it for now, I guess. So again, inside my docker, I already have it. Docker start your server, and here we go. Now check for docker ps. It's running. Now check for this. Write your password Mahesh@123. Test. Yes, this is running. If I make database name here, okay, it's not working because I don't have database. So you can save this thing inside your table and open this. You'll get this UI over here. Now inside here, inside database, this is your default databases. Here you can add new database like this if you want to. This is just for testing. Okay, now I already have it, Mahesh, this one. So you can create tables like this if you want to, like this, new table, ID, whatever, that's it. But we are not going to use this. Okay, for now we are going to use standard process. So we are going to create a RESTful API inside server. So we need to create RESTful API. We have to install Swagger. .NET add package Swashbuckle .ASP.NET Core. If you don't know about Swashbuckle, this is something that that is used. And done. That's it for now. Now we are ready to go. So now we can start our server, I guess. Docker, sorry, Dotnet run or wash run, whatever it may be. You can use wash run if you don't want to update your server or restart your server after each updation. You can use .NET watch run. So now I can see this localhost colon 5001, and I got my beautiful Blazor UI, standard UI that we have done nothing yet. But here when we use Swagger, so we get this beautiful UI and all my APIs over here. For the first time I'm going to try this out, and I'll get my empty array over here. If everything is alright, I got my empty array over here. Okay, this is working. Another thing is post. We are going to check this, try it out, enter your data, few things like your name, your email going to be mahesh@123.com, and your password is going to be Mahesh123. okay, execute this thing. If everything is alright, we'll get this thing response body over here. Check this inside user, execute. You will not get empty array this time. Inside here, check for that particular single user by his ID. We'll get this response body over here. This is working again. The last thing is we are going to put this user, so try it out, enter ID and provide the name of user. Great. Now we will work on client side. Inside your client, inside your pages, I'm going to delete this. Before doing anything else, you can delete this thing, weather forecast controller. I hate this weather forecast controller, all the time they appears. Delete, move to trash. Inside here, I guess that's it I guess. Okay, now inside client you can delete this pages like counter. We don't need counter and index. Okay, you can delete this by clicking here. We don't need counter anymore, and you can create new page. Oh my god, we just deleted our pages folder and there is no way to get it back. So we are going to create PHS pages folder again, and here users.razor. Make sure that users.razor, not user.js. You will get trouble if you type for user.razor. It should be so here you have to define page should be your index, I guess, for now. Another thing is at using your what was the name, Blazor SQL dot your shared, and http, what was that? Inject. We are going to inject something. http client and http. Why I'm not getting suggestion, I don't know, but it's fine. Another thing is define here something like h1 and here create code like this I guess. Yes, like this. On initialized async. Okay, for now we are not getting errors, so we have to type this manually. So protected async task. Okay, protected async task on initialized async. So overwrite async task, and here I have to define something like variable kind of users. http dot get from, I don't know why I'm not getting suggestion. Wait, get from JSON async user, array of user, and you have to pass path here like user for now. So we have to create this variable user of type user users. Now another variable is private. If you want to create a new user, then new user will be type of user, and here we are going to create a new user. The last thing is single user, I guess. No, we don't want single user. Private bool edit will be equal to false for the first time. We have to differentiate between when we are posting data and when we are trying to update data. So edit is something will be false for the first time when we are going to post data, and when we are going to edit data it will be true. Okay, that's it for now, I guess. And here you can write this at if you found that users is equal to null, then you can write something else like p sorry, you don't have sufficient data. Okay, otherwise else you can use for each like this, where user in users. So here we go. So now we are going to create table. Inside that table there will be tr. Okay, inside that tr will get td into 4 at user dot id for the first time, at user dot name, at user dot email, and the last one is at user dot password. So this is something, again td into 5 or 4, whatever maybe. First one is id, next one is name, the next one is email. I know I made mistake, I know, don't worry about it. Password, add it, and the last one will be I don't know, I'm not able to do it. Okay, delete, that's it. So we are going to use for inside the second row here and remove it from here. So it should be inside for, so it will be so. Okay, that's it for now. Now we need buttons, so make sure the class of table should be table and table responsive. That's it for now, I guess. Let's see. .NET watch run. I'll get some errors, I guess. No, I don't have any data. So okay, what was expected inside users in line number 36 and 54 right here, my semicolon. Oh my god, it's just a huge mistake. I don't like semicolons, that's why I always like to work with Python on initialized async. What was the mistake? O is capital, I guess. What guess? Sorry, extremely sorry guys. We have to use await before doing something else. Before here, inside your shared, inside navbar, you can remove these two links if you want to, otherwise it's fine if you want to play around with it. Okay, this is my home, and inside users I have to create another things, private async task, submit user. So while submitting user we need to await for p. We have to check for this. If edit is equals to false, then only we are going to post the data. So await as post as JSON async to user, and your data should be new user. So before that we have to do something here. It's not working. Okay, so I have to create this manually. Div class of row. After that, another thing is div class of call lg6. You can write this, no need to write call 2 times. So inside here we are going to create input fields of class form control, and at on click we are going to submit that user. Okay, and the last thing is we have to provide time, at the time of edit, we need to write this format. So I'm going to call get that user, particular user, if I made mistake, I have to see post as JSON SN. I have to define something over here, I guess. User, I know, expected in 6025 here, and in 6854 over here. Now it's almost done. We have made a CRUD operation, but generally I make mistakes without suggestions. Delete user does not exist. Okay, this one, DELETE, the spelling mistake again. I always do mistakes while streaming live videos. Perfect. We are not doing validation for now, okay guys? So I'm getting trouble here. Close TD. Okay, we have to define TD. We have to wrap this thing inside TD. I don't know where it. That's it for now, I guess. And the next thing is, oh my god, on click. There is no need to write on click. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, I got this. I have to pass this id over here. So id dot to string